In this session, we will talk about inventory metadata and the customization involved. The inventory or the general store is the main store at a public hospital. All procurement is done by the main store. All stock is receipted at this main store, and from here items are dispensed to sub-stores and the basis of the indent order raised by the sub-stores. The main functions of main store involve viewing the stock balance expiry, receiving to the general store, and then transferring the same to the various sub-stores on the basis of the orders that are raised by the sub-stores. The stock will be updated automatically after each transfer. The stock of drug items in the inventory or main store is linked to that of a sub-store. With the execution of each transaction, one can see the stock position of available drugs and items in the main store and its reciprocal update in the sub-store. The customization required for inventory module includes the following steps. The first step will be adding drugs as concepts in the concept dictionary. As also it was iterated before, the hospital runs on concepts which are built in the concept dictionary. Similarly, the drugs will also have to be added as concepts in the concept dictionary before any further details can be added to each drug. To begin with, type in your URL and log in through your username and password. Now, on the navigation menu, click on Dictionary. Once you click on Dictionary, the following screen appears. On the left-hand side of the screen, there is an option to add a new concept. Please click on Add New Concept. Here, you can type in the name of the drug, description, and various other details related to the drug. In the fully specified name, the name of the drug is to be entered. In case there be any synonym, the same can be entered by clicking on Add Synonym option on the screen. If there is none, you can click on Remove and then no synonym will be saved to it. A meaningful description is important, which is linked to each drug. And then, as also was explained before, a class and data type is very important with every concept. So the class that a drug will carry is drug and the data type will be NA. So as an example, I make a drug in the system called Etrovil. Etrovil is an antispasmodic drug. The class for each drug is drug and data type is NA. So after entering these details on the data entry page, the drug should be successfully saved in the system. It can be saved by clicking on Save Concept. Please click on Save Concept. Now, when you go to dictionary again and you search for this drug, the same will be created in the dictionary. And the details of who created it, what is the class, data type with the description is available right there. Following this, each drug will have to be mapped in the Managed Concept Drug Dictionary, which is separately dealt in the system. For this, go to Administration on the navigation menu. In the administration, click on Manage Concept Drug under the section of Concepts. When you click on that, on the left hand side of the screen, there is an option to add a concept drug. This is a separate dictionary for the drugs which is maintained in the database. In the Add Concept Drug, mention the name of the drug. Next, search and select the concept which was created for the drug in the concept dictionary in the previous customization step. For example, I type in the name Etrowil here and then choose a name that I created in the concept dictionary and map the same name to this concept drug. Once the right concept is mapped, check the box if the drug is a combination of two salts, add the dosage, strength, units, minimum and maximum dose. All these fields are not mandatory. Whatever is applicable shall be filled here. This can also be filled later on. Once the relevant information is added here, please click on Save Concept Drug. And hence the drug will be successfully saved in the system. When I search with this name, I see it's now created in the system. With this, we create the drugs in the system. Now the next step is to create stores in the system. For doing the same, please click on Administration on the navigation menu and under Inventory, click on Manage Store. This functionality enables the inventory manager to create new stores. To add a store, click on Add Store option on the left hand side of the screen. Now it is very important also to see if the store has not been created before. Say for example, main store, pharmacy, sub-store is already created in the system. So for creating a store, the name of the store is important. Say main store 1. The store must also have a code, say MS1. Now, if there is a parent to this store, then the same should be selected in this box. Now, while creating the main store, the parent will be left blank, and for the other sources, all the other stores will then carry main store as the parent. Only then the main store will start to serve as recipient of all indents and ensure transfer to respective sub-stores. Now, if this store has to be chosen as a parent, then the same must be clicked and then the parent is chosen. In case there is no parent to this store, for example a main store will not carry any parent, then the same must be left blank. Then there is a role which must be assigned to the same and an option to choose whether this store will act as a pharmacy or not. And then save this store by clicking on the Save option. Main store 1 is now successfully created in the system. Now the next thing involved in customization is managing the items. This functionality enables the inventory manager to index a new item. The following steps will have to be followed in order to map the items so that they appear in the inventory module. The step 1 is to go to the administration on the navigation menu. In the navigation menu, click on Manage Item under Inventory. By clicking on Manage Item, the following list of operations appear: Manage Category, Manage Subcategory, manage unit, manage specification, and manage item. Now, manage category enables the inventory manager to create and view categories like dead stock, consumables, etc. The name of the category, its description, and the date of creation are then displayed. Now, to add a new category, click on Manage Category, and underneath that there is an option to add a category. Please click on Add Category. Type in the name and the description. For example, dead stock. And save it. After saving, the category will start to appear in the category list. Now, the next thing is to manage the subcategory. This functionality enables the user to create or view subcategories like medical consumables, linen, which includes the name of the category, description, created date, and created by. To add a new subcategory, click on Manage Subcategory option. Now click on Add Subcategory underneath it. Please select a category that has just been created. The category which was just created was dead stock. Say furnitures fall under the category of dead stock. So the name is furnitures. This may carry a code. And a description. And you can save it in the database. While you click on save, the new subcategory will start to appear in the list. After that, we need to manage the unit. This functionality will enable the inventory manager to manage units like each, role, which include the name of the unit, description, created date, created by, with the search functionality. So, to add a new unit, click on Manage Unit. Click on Add Unit. Type in the name and description of the unit. Say each is a unit. And then save the same by clicking on Save option. The next option is to manage specification. This functionality will enable the inventory manager to add specification to the item. Now this is not a mandatory field. Certain items come in multiple specification in terms of color, size or volume. For the same, manage specification functionality can be used. To manage a functionality, click on Manage Specification and then click on Add Specification in case one needs to add any specification. Say I add here chairs. And a description to it. And save it by clicking on the Save option. The specification is now added in the list. The last option is to manage item. This functionality enables the inventory manager to add or view item in the stock. This will include name of the item, description, created date and created by as search functionalities. To add a new item, click on Manage Item. Now click on Add Item on the left side of the screen. Type in the details of the item, that is the name of the item. Say chairs. A unit will be selected for the same. Specification might be selected. A subcategory and an attribute must be selected to it. The attribute are of two types. It's either essential or non-essential. In case the item is chosen as essential, the system gives you a prompt to enter the reorder quantity. A reorder quantity is a minimum level after which the system will start to give you alert to either receipt in the main store or to indent from the main store. So a reorder quantity is important to fill in case the attribute chosen is essential. And the same must be saved in the system. As soon as you click on save, the item appears in the list, and this has the name, unit, the specification, the category to which it belongs, subcategory if there be one, the attribute and the reorder level. The system will also show you the created date and when was the same created and when and by whom was the same created. So this is how we manage items in the database. This list will go on and on depending on the number of items available in the hospital. The next option is to manage drugs. Now the manage drug functionality enables the inventory manager to either add or view drugs with many lists of operations. Manage category, manage unit, manage formulation and manage specification. To do the same, click on Administration on the navigation menu. Under Inventory, click on Manage Drugs. To add a new category, click on Manage Category. Already we have a few categories which are already made in the system. The categories could be analgesic, anti-allergic, antibacterial, anti-diabetic, antifilarial. All these are different category of drugs. To add a new category, click on Add New Category on the left side of the screen and add a category on this screen. After entering the name of the category, click on Save option and the same will start to appear in the following list. Next is to manage unit. To manage unit, click on Manage Unit option on the top and on the left hand side, click on Add Unit. The unit must carry a name and a description. Once you enter the name and the description, click on Save to save that particular unit in the database. Right now, we have each created already in the database. The next is to manage the formulation. This functionality will enable the inventory manager to create various formulations in the system. To add a new formulation, click on Manage Formulation. Then on the left hand side there is an option to add formulation. Please click on that. The formulation, dosage and description needs to be entered here. It is important here to check the formulation that you need to create. If it already exists, you need to check the list of formulation that already exists. And if it does not exist, please click on Save and the following will start to appear in this list. The formulation could be injection, tablets, and the dosage will be, say, milligram per milliliter, and then a description can be added to the same. So in our system we have the following formulation and dosage already added in the system. Now there is also an option with the inventory manager to delete selected option. By clicking on the checkbox and then clicking on delete selected, the formulation can be deleted from the system. After managing the category, the unit and the formulation, the last step is to manage drug. Please click on manage drug, and then on the left hand side appears add drug option. Click on add drug to add a new drug, but before that ensure from the list that appears that the drug you want to create isn't there already. You can also use the search function to find the desired drug. If the name does not appear, then go on for adding a new drug. Here type in the name of the drug. Say I made a drug called Atrovil. Each drug has been mapped in the system. Then map the name of the drug with its concept and then select the desired formulation from the drop down that appears. This name appears in the drop down because it has been mapped in the concept dictionary. Then select a formulation for the same, say tablet 100 milligram. Multiple formulations can also be selected by clicking on two or more formulation. Then a unit, then a category to which it belongs to. And then an attribute must be chosen for the same. There are three attributes that can be chosen for a drug. One is vital, one is essential, and one is desired. In case the attribute chosen is vital, the system prompts you to give a reorder quantity. As also mentioned earlier, the reorder quantity is the minimum level after which the system starts to prompt you to either indent or to receive the same in the main store or in the sub stores. Say the reorder quantity could be 100, and then the drug must be saved in the system. So now you see the drug has been created in the system with the name, formulation, unit, category, attribute, and if the attribute is vital, then a reorder quantity is entered. The date of creation and whom was it created by also is mentioned in here. Now this is how drugs and items are created in the system to start with. Now we will go through a glimpse of the inventory module. Log in through the inventory manager. Once you log in through the inventory manager, the main store option starts to appear on the navigation menu. Click on the main store option. Now there are four things on the top that you see here. First is the view stock balance. The view stock balance is to able to view the existing stock position at a glance with search criteria based on categorization. Then the next option is view stock balance expiry. This is to be able to see expired drugs. Once a drug reaches its expiry date, it moves from the drug stock to expired drug stock and will no longer be available for dispensing. Then the next option is receipts to general store. This is to be able to enter stock against receipts. The last option is transfers from general store. This is to be able to transfer drugs items on the basis of indents orders raised by substores. To importantly see here is receipts to general store. Now, when a drug from outside comes to the main store, a receipt is added in the system. And this is done by clicking on Receipts to General Store and then clicking on Add Receipt. Now here, the drug's information, say the quantity, the price, the company's name, date of manufacture, date of expiry, and the receipt date is entered. Say I receive 1000 Adrovil today in the substore, in the main store, sorry. Then the name of the drug is entered here. The formulation is entered here. Quantity, unit price. In case there is a value added tax to it, the batch number. Right now I'll put an arbitrary batch number for demonstration. The company's name, date of manufacture, the date of manufacture can be chosen from the calendar, the date of expiry, and the receipt date, which is today, and add to slip is clicked. On clicking add to slip, what I see is on the right hand side a receipt slip is being generated. Similarly, many drugs can be added to this slip. Once all the receipts are complete, please click on Finish Receipts to this slip and add a description to it. And then click on Save. Once the drugs are successfully saved in the system, they add on to the view stock balance of the main store. I added 1000 drugs of the Adrovil, so hence they start to appear on the interface of view stock balance. Now there is a reorder point 100. As soon as the drug level falls to 100 or below, there will be a signal given by the system. The drug will be colored in orange, and therefore the inventory manager will know that it's time to indent or receive in the main store. Now there is the option which is transfers from general store. This will function once an indent is raised from substores, and then the main store can transfer various indents from here to the various substores. So this is all about inventory customization and inventory metadata. Hope it was helpful for all of you. Thank you.